Hi, this is Gene Basler. I'm in Houston, Texas, and we're looking at a live oak. And let me take you straight to it. This is a super thin crown. This is May. You know, live oak should be looking like this right now. Okay. And so, actually, that's a water oak. This is super thin, and let me show you some. This is actually much more common in places like San Antonio and Austin, Texas, where a distressed live oak, very close to a structure, is root bound, has you know, severely compromised root system, and it thins out like crazy. So we like to blame this tip back, thin crown, poor leaf size, poor leaf total overall population on Phytophthora root rot, but really this is a symptom of root loss. Let me take you to the bottom portion of the tree. This was redone several years ago, just a few, like maybe 4 years ago. So there was a lot of damage done to the root system there. There was also some severance, but this was always a very tight spot. My guess is that this tree was planted about 45 years ago when the home came in, a little too close to the house. So it's a beautiful tree, but let me show you this root system. This is a textbook root-bound tree. We see these swirling roots. So let me take you all the way around here. Look at these swirling roots working their way around. This is no small tree. This is a good 30 inches in diameter. This is a real big tree. Hi, sir.
Is it hopeless?
No, it's not at all atypical.
Okay.
For a tree in a situation like this. So I want to point out these girdling roots here that are just circling their way around the tree. That's a pretty textbook root-bound tree. Now, and this whole area here is I'm going to trace it with my hand. It works its way around like this. So we've loosened up the soil. We've done a lot of pruning of some of these. A lot of these roots were actually dead. A lot of these fibrous feeder roots. But we pruned a bunch of roots, and we wouldn't prune any more than this. If this tree was much younger, and the diameter of the roots that are girdling the trunk was smaller, we would be able to prune it. But at this point, we're in management mode, and we're not going to prune any more of these roots. So that's all I wanted to show you here. At this point, we're going to loosen up the soil a little bit more, try to achieve that targeted 7 to 9 inches of depth, and then we're going to incorporate the compost and there was actually, unfortunately for the customer, there was a fairly fresh layer of mulch already applied here. We're going to incorporate that into the soil as well, and we're going to put a fresh layer of mulch across the top. Of course, this is as a drying effect, so we're going to water it in real thoroughly. Under ordinary circumstances, a live oak in Houston wants less water rather than more, but in this case, we're going to keep it, get it real good and moist again after we're done. And then we're going to continue to monitor its progress. One further note about this tree is I would strongly advise against pruning it. It's pretty common for arborists to make a recommendation to prune the dead out of a tree like this, but it's pretty darn hard, and it takes an exceptionally skilled climber. And I know that you're sure you think that includes you, to negotiate a tree like this without removing any live foliage, and I don't see any dead branches that are big enough to warrant immediate climbing and removal for safety. So I would really wait until this tree's shown us some sort of improvement in its overall leaf population before getting in it and climbing it. Thank you.